And I'm here with Mert, the duelist, who came first place in our box tournament today.
Yes,
with his what, bro? Tell me about your deck, bro. What did you play?
So it's not my deck. Shout out to Daniel. He gave me this deck. It's Prank Kid Brave. Yeah, I kind of became a ship box playing this deck, but you know, it is what it is. But it is a good deck. It's really easy to learn. I think I've only been playing this deck for like a week. Ask Milano behind the camera
literally
for some
a week
tips.
or something. Yeah, so.
Yeah, he gave me some tips on his deck, telling me it's not, you know, it's not hard to learn and stuff. And then I got the hang of it. It's pretty easy, to be honest.
Jeez, and won his whole tournament for a whole booster box.
Yes,
okay.
sure. Yes, sir.
All right, bro. Let's get right into it.
So with the names, typical 3, 3, 3. So you have 3 Lampsies, 3 Fansies, 3 Dropsies, 1 of Roxy's. Roxy's, you always go last. The starting hand you want to do is if you draw at least 1 Lampsies or 1 Dropsies, you're good to go. You go normal summon 1, link off, and then the second summon you want to do is always Fansies. Because in Fansies you can fusion off with Meow Meow Moo, go Fansies and Meow Meow Moo into Doodle, and then you pretty much have options into what to send and what to add from there. That's pretty much a typical line for the names.
Seems simple enough.
It is simple, to be honest with you. This deck is simple. It's really weird when you get the Brave engine, you know, on there right away. Like for example these. So Water Enchantress, always a bait for Ash. You got the Brave package, so you got the one of Draco, the one of Faithful, and the 3 rights. So that's pretty much your standard Brave package. I don't understand why it's so expensive, but playing the deck I understood like now, because being able to have a full-on Omni Negate as well as a bounce back and a protection of your token is crazy. And I always find that if they always negate my token, like with anything pretty much, if I go pranks and I summon the token, this can also come in handy sometimes, because you know, people just, they don't understand how it works, but it works, to be honest. Yes, so that's what these are meant for. Before, from what I heard, the Prank Kids deck was pretty bad before the Brave stuff came out. Like, they were a good deck, but then once the Brave stuff came out, it just became like a tier
deck. Yeah, tier 1.
Yeah, tier 1, right? So for the Prank Kids spell and traps, we have the 1 place, the 2 Pandemonium, the 1 pranks, and that's pretty much your standard. And then you have the 1 of Thunder Fusion. Obviously, if you want to go, if you have monsters in the grave, or say you hard draw into Fusion, if you go Faithful Adventure, you can pitch Fusion if your hands are super brick, as long as you have a follow-up next turn, because you can banish this and add a Thunder Fusion monster. So pretty much from that, you add a Fansies, yeah. Sure. And the reason I run a 1 of place is because drawing 3 places is super brick, because obviously
multiple even,
yeah, it's like once per turn, and I always use this as a ash bait if anyone ever ashes it. And the one thing that people need to understand, because I've learned from Milano, is that when you summon Doodle or any other like when you go Fansies Effect in Grave, you should always say you can send any spell or traps. The reason being is because, well, people think that, oh, this guy runs a Prank Kid trap. No, I don't, but you know, sometimes it comes in handy telling them that you can add anything, and from there it really comes in handy.
Misdirection, yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So 2 Pandemonium, the 1 of Pranks, because Pranks you can go, you discard any Prank Kid. So with Doodle, you tribute Doodle for cost, add 2, so Pandemonium and a monster. Pranks, you go summon a token, link 2 into Bow Wow Bark, and then you have a turn right there. That's these stuff.
Okay.
So the one thing that came in clutch like crazy are these 2 right here, Triple Tactics Talents. So I had
you slapped everybody
insane. So I was facing Flounders, and pretty much I baited out the Mist Valley Apex Avian, and then from there I went Triple Tactics, took his what's the bird called again? End Pen. And then from there I just popped off and just broke his whole board, and then, you know, it's just pretty crazy, to be honest. A broken card and being able to activate 3 effects in 1 is insane. But I only run 2. 3 sometimes is not really good, but you can, because it is still a good card. But for me, I just
want it to be redundant.
Exactly. Yeah. We're on a 1 of Instant Fusion, like always. 1 of. So Foolish. From this, you can send, depending on what your hand is like, you can, most of the time you want to do this to send Water Enchantress, because Water Enchantress effect banish it for cost.
I'm surprised you're playing Foolish. That's so weird.
Yeah, it's because being able to activate Foolish, and also, you know, just make your card like a 40 card deck, even though this is 42. Being able to activate Foolish and send Water Enchantress, or even if they ash this and you have Water Enchantress in hand, it comes in clutch, because you can always use it as a bait anytime. Pretty much everything's just a bait. People don't understand that with the deck most of the time.
Yes, sir.
1 of Call By, because always facing DPE, draw phase, DPE effect, you know, you banish DPE in Grave, because you have a recurrence every turn, or even any card in general, to be honest with you. D-Shifter, anything, because this
hand traps are good.
They're insane.
Stuff, the hand trap.
They're insane. They're insane, to be honest. Because going first, if I get ashed and I draw the 1 of freaking call by, activate it, and from there just pop off. Instant fusion is insane for this deck. When you have 2 names engraved, that's all you need to see. You go instant fusion, summon Rocket Ride, you Rocket Ride, summon 2 more. It's broken.
Really is just plain and simple.
It's just broken. Now for the hand traps, we run the 3 of Ash, 2 Nibs, 2 Lancias, and the most broken card that I find is insane is definitely Lancia though, to be honest, because facing Flounderies and as well as any deck that banishes, to be honest with nowadays, even Dragonlance, I've had an issue with them as well, and Sword Souls, because when they draw all Tennies, if you go Lancia, you bait out like all the Tennies pretty much, like they can't activate the Tennies. Ash negate, 2 Nibs, just because I don't want to hard draw Nib if I go first, because this deck does play going first. And then you have Nib for the follow-up if they ever break your board for the next turn. Nib comes in clutch, you tribute the whole board and just pop off from there. And as always, facing Flounderies, people need to understand that if you're facing Flounderies and they activate their field spell, you let it resolve. When they normal summon, you can either imperm if it's draw or you go Ash, because as long as you have these 2 in your hand against Flounderies, you win the game, no matter what. They pass on that, they can't do anything. That's pretty much the standard list.
Yes, sir.
And then the three more spell cards that can negate as well are your Forbidden Chalices.
How was that?
Oh my god, insane.
Saved your butt against that Plunder player. Saved your butt.
Flounderies. I went Chalice to negate his Bear Statue, because obviously you know Bear Statue locks his deck from anything except Griffin, because you can normal summon Griffin. But then at that point it's like they'll always have a response with the set spell. So I kind of drew the Heart of Harpies. He set 4. I went Harpies. You know,
Set 4, pop his map too.
Literally, and then from there it's like they resolve their little dreaming town, and then from there he pops off. I went negated their Bird Statue first turn, but then second turn as well. I went drew Harpies, popped everything, Forbidden Chalice to negate, and then he activated I think Robina to summon, and then from there I activated Triple Tax Stick, took his end pen again, and it popped off from there.
From there it was game.
Literally, it was just broken. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck list.
Alright, let's see our
for the main deck. For the side deck, you have the
Yu-Gi-Oh players, that is time in the round.
You got the 3 fusions.
Yes, sir.
You got the 3 of Doodles, and then you have the Meow Meow Moo, and you have the 1, 1, and 1. So Doodle comes in clutch so much, because sometimes I do face the issue of going normal, linking off to Meow Meow, summoning, and then when I go Doodle, they'll negate it. So being able to summon another Doodle off the summon you get from like Fansies, because that's always number 2. You can go summon another Doodle, summon a Fire depending on what you send the first 2. And then the last will always be Roxy's, because if your hand is super brick, you want to go Roxy effect banish, draw 1, summon another name. And then you can pretty much end off with Bow Wow Bark. But having 2, 3 Doodle, it's just insane.
You always want to link summon
literally,
it. Mandatory.
Literally. And then this, I haven't played a single game in where I've summoned this. Against Eldritch players, which is yet to come, when I face them, this card will probably be broken, destroying all Spoiler Traps, quick effect 2, and it's just insane. And then, you know, obviously, if you don't run these 2, then you're out of your mind, because Battle Butler is just broken in this format, and it's been a broken card for a long time. Being able to tribute for cost is insane, as well as Meow Meow Mew triggering to banish itself instead. But the thing about me that people don't, because people question me a long time, they're saying, why do you shuffle back Meow Meow Moo instead of any other card with pranks? The reason being is because if Butler gets negated on field or anything, the fact that it can tribute itself for cost and dodge stuff like Imperm or Chalice is insane. And Meow Meow Moo, I only ever do it once in a blue moon when it comes to having a reoccurrence next turn, depending on who I'm facing.
Better for your grind.
Exactly. Like if you want to go grind game like Meow Meow Moo, you normal summon, link off, and then you just have 2 effects popping off from there. It's just insane. And these 2, obviously your instant fusion target. You can also go instant fusion with this as well, but keep in mind people don't understand that instant fusion does destroy your monster at the end of the turn and you cannot attack. I faced players who've done instant fusion and thinking that they can attack, but you know, I hate being that guy telling you that you can attack, but yeah, just because instant fusion you can't. And then this, being able to summon back 2 names from grave and also protecting from being destroyed by battle. Or
that's him, he's battle.
He's battle, he's card effect, my bad.
No, he's not card effect.
One of them is...
Yeah, no.
What?
It's all good.
No, I'm tripping. I am tripping.
No,
one of them.
Good, bro. You're good.
One of them, but
he's the one that protects from card effect.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
You know, keep in mind, I've only played the deck for a week, so it's kind of out of my mind. I keep forgetting.
Don't sweat it.
But yeah,
what else you play?
We have the 1 of Verte. People have been telling me to run DP with this deck. I just don't understand how DP sometimes, like I understand it can come in handy if they ever like full on negate your board you summon 2, you know, go DP package.
I think it's greedy.
It is a greedy play because, to be honest with you, like if you're facing Eldritch, which is like a big deck this format, and someone hard draws the Lava Golem or even has it in their hand and tributes 2, you lose right there. But the one thing I've faced is that I've never activated Pandemonium in my first turn, which is good because Pandemonium does lock you into pranks, and then you can realistically go DPE with Verte, but most of the time it's not even worth it, and also losing to time.
Also, you gotta play 4 bricks in your deck. Not
pretty
4
much,
bricks, 2 bricks, yeah.
Pretty much, and then you have Totally Awesome. This card, I've never played it once, but just it being in the deck, summoning 2 drop Cs, and then you can just pretty much X Cs into this is insane because obviously you have Omnigate on the board.
Yeah, play around Nib, yeah.
And people like don't understand that you can set the card to your field. So any spell or trap that they activate, you literally just activate the effect and then you set it to your field. It's so broken. And also with skill drain being on the field, you know, it's a big thing. Skill drain at 3 is insane. And then we also have the Link Spider, the Unicorn, and the one expensive card, access code.
Oh, the one expensive card. This guy's playing Braves, bro.
Yeah, no. What are you talking about? But yeah, if you go normal summon a token, you can literally like with pranks or anything, you just link off, summon, and then from there, you can just pop off from there. Just you have a link monster engraved for access code, then you go Unicorn effect bounce, or you don't have to activate Unicorn. You go 4 because.
Yeah, you need a link 3 for access code to gain the attack.
Literally, facing Flounderies, like when I took his end pen, I went Unicorn, and then I went into access code. It's just game from there because I went 53. I did misplay, however, because I forgot that Rubina does add you a level 4 or lower. So I had a Griffin negate, which realistically I should have negated there, but I did misplay right there because I was not paying attention, which I should have. But then, you know, I still had game from there because I did have a monster that he bounced back and it just came in clutch later on, as well as him making me top deck a Draco back was insane. So that's pretty much your package and your deck from there.
Well,
this is your
bro,
Brave
that's
package.
Great stuff, bro. Congratulations, fam. You did a great job today, bro. And you won a nice Burst of Destiny booster box.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sponsored by 401. Look at the map. Come on.
Okay.
Sponsored. But yeah.
Anyways, yo, it's been Milano with the 401 TCG channel signing out.
Peace.